I did a video the other day or last week, I can't even remember the days, just blend in, about the rise of the divine feminine, the rise of the matriarchy, and the last gasp of the patriarchy and that toxic masculinity. And here's another way I want to show you about how the divine feminine and the matriarchy is rising. The women are noping. Noping. Nope. 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 Want to get married? Nope. Want to have a baby? Nope. Want to have sex? Nope. Do you want to allow me to move in your house? Nope. You want me to can I put you on your bank account? No, I don't think so. Can you support me? Nope. Can you take care of me? No. And if you, it, 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 it's happening around the world in this way that tells me that the energy behind it is pushing it forward, right? Because it's not like all of it. I mean, I don't know what men think, but it's not like we're all on the phone with each other, like playing like phone trade, like, okay, don't, don't submit anymore. Call your friend. And then it just goes across the world. It's like this energy behind because men have been leading for centuries and it's not working. It just doesn't work. If you don't believe me, look at the world, right? They're doing a war right now and they're playing Fortnite. Okay? No, that is not working anymore. Women are like, I've had it. And if you don't think that they're scared shitless, right? Why do you think they overturned Roe versus Wade? Now, this isn't about your personal opinion about abortion. If you are religious and you don't want to have an abortion, then don't, right? Nobody's forcing you to, but don't take that right away from another person, especially if it causes problems with their health or, God forbid they were assaulted, right? It's none of your business. And I don't know why people are in other people's business like that anyway. But okay, so they did that. And then they're trying to pass this SAVE Act. They tried to pass this SAVE Act. Who do you think that affects? It doesn't affect men. Men don't change their names. It affects women. Why do they want to take the power away from women? Because they are terrified. They are terrified that we are going to do to them what they have done to us. But that isn't what women want to do. Women don't want to overpower men to make them subservient. Okay. The divine feminine wants to raise up the energy of the whole planet. We want to take care of our Mother Earth. Why do we call her mother? We don't call her father. It's Mother Earth, right? We want to nurture the matriarchy. We want to nurture the planet. We want to nurture the generations after us, right? You don't have to be an actual mother to feel that feminine energy. And let me tell you, there are some men that are in there the divine feminine because they've done the work and they can recognize the toxic masculinity. And I think we are going to be seeing more and more of that with these younger generations that are coming through. The Generation Z and the Alpha generation as they grow up. I'm Gen X. Our parents were the boomers. The boomers, basically took, to live in the US and probably anywhere in the world for that generation. They could afford a house. They could afford to have somebody stay at home. They could afford to do all this stuff. Like people, and then it was passed on to us, our generation, and we got to a point where it was okay, well, still somewhat affordable, but now you're looking at these younger generations. The millennials are struggling. We're looking at the younger generations, and they can't even imagine, with the cost of living, what they can afford, right? So the way the patriarchy has been playing out in the world isn't sustaining. It is falling apart. It is crumbling at the seams, and we're going to be seeing it in more and more ways. We're going to be seeing it we see it in the government, right? We see it in corporations. We see it in politics. And I tried to look up the exact number, but I couldn't figure it out. But because they talk about voters. So more women are registered to vote and more women are registering to vote than men I do know that. I checked the stats for that. But I was trying to find out how many more women there were registered to vote than men, but it wasn't a clear number. It goes by demographic, it goes by degree, it goes by where you are, it goes by age group. So you would have to like do all the math to do those numbers. And I didn't really want to take the time to do all that research. So just know there are more women that are voting and more women that are registering to vote. And the other thing that is happening is if you watched it's not funny, but it's kind of, you got to laugh or you're going to cry. All right. So you want to know that the patriarchy is terrified? Who's the first person who got fired from this crazy administration? Was it a man? Nope. Was it what's his name? Heg's Breath. That's what I call him, Heg's Breath, the drunk, right? Who's running everything? I mean, it was it was Christy. And by no means do I like her at all. That animal abuser, puppy killer. I can't stand the woman. But she was in that patriarchal energy, right? Doing whatever she wanted. She thought she was protected, right? They're not going to protect you, honey. You are the first one they're throwing under the bus. Okay? Who is the only person right now who has been convicted because of the Epstein files? Who's sitting in jail? Is it a man? No, it's Ghislaine. It's a woman, right? Okay? They are not going to protect you. Now, she's another monster, and she's not somebody that I support at all. And a lot of women, believe their association to the patriarchy is going to protect them, but you're going to be the first ones that they throw under the bus, that they hang, that they torch, and that they burn. Okay. So they're not protecting you, right? So women, we are taking our own power back. We are saying enough is enough, right? Because women, the way our brain works, women can think, men can compartmentalize easier than women. Women multi task much better, right? So you're not only thinking about yourself when you're a woman, you're thinking about you're caring for your children, for your loved ones, for your parents, for your friends, right? All of that is in a consideration on choices that you make. So women are thinking about the future generations. Like, what are we going to be leaving our children, right? Like, what world are we going to leave our children? But the patriarchal, can't say that fast, is thinking about how much can I get and take for myself right now. F you. I don't care about you. They're not even worried about their own kids. I mean, look at the disasters they're creating. These people have children and grandchildren. Like, if you burn the world down, it doesn't matter how much money you have. There's nothing left for anybody. Like the fact that they can't see that is incredible to me. So energetically and astrologically, which I'm learning more about astrology, that system can no longer stand, right? We are at what we would call in the tarot is the Tower moment. And the Tower moment is a scary moment. It's not a comfortable moment. It's a game changer, and it is about crumbling the old structures that no longer serve us. And the biggest is what is happening in the world with the despair, why can't I speak? Oh, Mercury in retrograde. I'm a Gemini, right? When Mercury's in retrograde, I get all like tongue tied. I can't speak as well. The wealth, the between people who are super ultra wealthy and people who are middle class. Are they even middle class anymore? I don't even know. Right? Like the poor, the one percenters who are taking all the resources, all the money, all the wealth for themselves and just telling everybody else, well, too bad, you figure it out on your own. Trying to take rights away from women, trying to take rights away from people. Like, we're watching it play out, and the energy isn't going to sustain it. It just can't. It just can't. right? And it's always that way. If you listen to historians, and I've been listening to astrologers who are also historians, and they go back hundreds, even thousands of years, and talk about the astrology, and where it was when great empires fell, right? When things crumbled. And we are very, very similar energy. Very, very similar energy. So it just can't sustain. And women are not going to take control of power for themselves the way that men have. It is not in an aggressive way. It is not in, I have to hurt you or put you down to take power for myself, to have autonomy over my life, for myself and my children and the people that I love, and to care about other people. It's a much more quiet taking of power, right? So it's going to be happening in little ways. But the way you're seeing it now, I heard somebody say that like there's a male loneliness epidemic. It's like, well, women have been doing work on themselves and have been busting their ass to just be seen as equal to men, to get equal pay. I mean, I think it was not until the 70s that women could even hold a mortgage on their own. Like, are you serious? Like, women have been working and working and working and working and working, raising the children, taking care of the family, and working and working and working. Like, and we're doing the internal work and we're doing all of that stuff. And men haven't. I'm sorry. This is not a male bashing thing, right? There's a lot of men that I love and adore and who are great. But I'm talking about in the collective energy. I'm not talking about specifically, right? But men haven't had to. Well, guess what, guys? Now you do. Women have had to change and grow and do all this kind of stuff for so many hundreds of years. You guys have it. Now it's time that you do it. Right? You have to start looking at this toxic masculinity and calling it out. Right? You have to, because it is something to be called out. Women have been beaten, abused, murdered, assaulted, and nobody says anything. You know what they say? Oh, what were you wearing? Why were you at that bar? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you serious? Nobody says anything to the, oh, don't show too much of your body. They say to say to little girls. Well, why aren't they saying to men, keep your hands to yourself? No. So that's why women are noping. No. Well, I just want to be over here. Can you just, no. Well, I thought maybe we should get married and, we could start a family. Nope. Well, maybe we should get married and you can take my name. No. Women are saying no, and they're standing strong in their no. So hold on, because I know it's scary as hell, and I see the toxicity, and it's like they're caged right now, right? Like they don't know what to do because the old things aren't working anymore. So stay strong, stay grounded, talk to your girlfriends, talk to your friends, have fun, because joy is a form of resistance. Do not let them take your joy away from you. All right. I'm very fired up right now by this energy, and I'm looking for the bright spots in all of this craziness, because there are bright spots. Don't get distracted, right? It's all coming out. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.